when I look back at my life, you know, I've always been a dreamer. I mean, from day one, I've always been a dreamer ever since I was a little kid. And, you know, if you go back to where, you know, I was born and raised, I was raised in Modesto, California. And, you know, I was raised in the smallest house I think I have ever seen in Modesto. And it was the only house that I have ever seen in Modesto that actually had a tin roof. You know, one of those corrugated roofs that go up like this, and it was incredible. It was a special house because you could hear the hail on the roof, so that's a special roof, right? And but you know, I lived in that house, and it was about 400 square feet, very, very small house. I was raised there, and you know what? Being raised in the bad side of the neighborhood, you think that, well, you know, you might not have a chance to do something special in your life, and you're basically you grow up thinking, well, you know, what is there in life for me to do and stuff. But I always knew there had to be something out there, and every time I went to bed, you know, I prayed about, you know, doing something special in my life, and I also prayed about my future wife, and I said, you know, make her tall and blonde and green eyes, and yeah, I forgot to say that, you know, make me tall too, you know.
We did meet at 15 years old, and as a matter of fact, when I moved into the neighborhood right down the street from him, I actually said hi to Leo when he was going by, and so Leo said, oh gosh, she likes me, and I didn't even know I was saying hi to him. I thought it was someone else.
I remember her saying that when she was moving into a neighborhood, she was moving into the other side of the neighborhood where at least they had sidewalks. Where I lived, there was no sidewalks, okay? And she told her dad, we're not moving into this neighborhood, are we? And he goes, no, we're down the street a little further. She goes, great, because see that house right there, no sidewalks? She didn't know that house was going to be her future husband.
So we got together, and Mom and Dad were going to move to Idaho, and we were going to move. I was already just turned 16 years old. My mom and dad were going to move, and so Leo stated, will you marry me? And I said, what? So we got married at 16 years old. My mom agreed to it. My dad, we had a talk. We were kind of afraid to talk to my dad, and my dad said, okay, so do you have a place for her? And Leo said, yeah, I do. So we moved into this barn. It was a barn that had the doors that had holes in them where you can see, so you had to go to bed with clothes on, you know, everybody would, are you there? And the doors would open up, and it was just, I thought it was really neat. And we went and we purchased a little bit of furniture here and there, and we put it in there, and I made it a little home.
And through Primerica, through there, I was able to remodel it with extra income. But then I started getting a little bit of success, and I started recruiting more people, and I started developing friendships and people coming over our house, and I would have to try to sell them on the dream of not where I was living, but where I was going. And they'd come over to the house and sit down, and I'm here selling them a dream of, you know, where we could be in the next 3 to 5 years, and they'd come over and in that home, and the TV would be sitting on a TV tray, you know, right? And I'd say, well, is that going to fall? And they used to go, well, would that fall? And I said, no, as long as you don't bump it. You know, as long as you don't bump it, it shouldn't fall. And but anyway, you know, they'd look around. They said, okay, so we're going to make $100,000 here, right? Yeah, and I'm like, absolutely. And so I just kept selling them the dream, kept selling them. Guess what? Before you know it, we started recruiting. Before we know it, we started having success. I remember, you know, getting the watch at one of the hotels nearby, and it meant that I made over $50,000 a year. And I said to myself, I said, you know, geez, wow, we finally made it to $50,000. And then I talked to Gary Barton. I told him, Gary, you know, I'm making $50,000 now. Should I go out and buy another house? And he goes, no, you're not ready for it. And you know, the coaches and mentors that we had with Linda and Abe Cole and Gary and Coletta Martin, just unbelievable, and all the way to Cheryl and Francis and everyone. And they told me, no, save your money and put it, you know, away and invest. So I started investing my money and started working more and bringing my income up higher and higher and higher. And I was still living in the old little house, about 700 square feet, at $250,000 a year in income. And that's when Peggy and I said, okay, now it's time. We have plenty of money saved up. You know, we're making plenty of money. Now it's time to buy that dream home that I promised you. You know, I used to always say, trust me, I'm going to buy you a house. Trust me, you know. I still remember going in there with my kids and seeing this new home that we have now. It's 4,000 square foot. It's on the river. You know, it's got a swimming pool, and the redwood deck is 3,000 square foot of redwood deck overlooking the river, and it's just an unbelievable house. You know, you tour the bottom of the house, and you're like, wow, this is an incredible house. And there's another you know, second level, and it's just unbelievable. All the windows are just glass everywhere you see.
Like I told Leo the other morning, I woke up and I just looked out my bedroom window, and I just said, you know, Leo, we're like so blessed to have this home. It's it's really unbelievable what Primerica can do. I mean, people think that Primerica is just a fly-by company and all, but really, truly, it's not. I mean, you need to really take the time and look into Primerica and see what Primerica is all about, because it's about changing families' lives and taking them somewhere where other companies can't do that.
Both Leo Jr. is in the business and Armando is also in the business, and they're 21 and 22 now. And Holly is 16, and she can't wait to get in the business. And so, a lot of people use their kids as an excuse. We use them as a reason. They love it. I still remember all the time that we spent with Linda and Abe Colwell. Every time that Leo and Peggy, or at least I did, I wanted to quit this business because I couldn't make it work. I couldn't get it off the ground. Linda would send Abe down the mountain, because they live in Sonora, California. They'd send down the valley, down to Leo. Said, Leo's quitting again, you need to go talk to him. And make a long story short, he would always coach me, and Linda would always be there to help me and to say, you know what, you're going to make it, you're going to make it. And so really building the relationship with them really meant a lot, because that kept me in the business.
I always tell my people, I can give you all the belief in you. I can give it to you and everything. I can instill that in you for you to believe and know that you can do it, because where we came from, I know you can do it. But you need to decide for yourself if you want it bad enough. Because if you want something bad enough, you'll be willing to do whatever it takes to win.
I just want to know that people out there have a chance to do what I did, and I believe that anyone that gives it a shot, if I can do it from where I come from, anyone can. And I don't think that I'll ever stop working for people. It's not anymore about the money. It's about how many families we can change.
He's going to be well known for always trying hard for us and being the father, the husband, the leader, everything. He's everything to me and my kids. And we love him.